All right, everybody, let's get this started. So today's going to be, I don't know, we're not going to go too in-depth today. We got a couple things that we're going to do. First thing we're going to start off with is setting up this GoPro so it doesn't fall over. Doubt that's going to happen. All right, so before we get into the Honda, which is just going to be like, you know, real quick, and we're going to basically be working on the small block Chevy today. Getting the intake manifold put on. So intake manifold bolts or intake manifold gaskets. What I like is on the Vortec, it has these little pins right here. So when you put the gasket on the head, these little tabs right here just hold it in place, versus a traditional small block Chevy. It you kind of have to like balance it and all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't always, you know, it slides around a little bit like that. This, man, they got a lot of like little pieces of excess plastic on this. It's ridiculous. All right, forgot something. I'm gonna go grab something real quick. Copper gasket spray, come on. So we're gonna coat these up real quick, let them hang and dry, then we'll talk about the Honda real quick. I was about ready to say. Hang that up there. And hang this one up. Yeah, wear gloves. That stuff gets everywhere. All right, now we'll go over the Honda real quick while that's tacking up. So front suspension on this thing is done. So new struts are in, new drop coils are in. I went ahead and cleaned up the whole wheel well. Don't worry about the brakes. We haven't got that far yet. But basically, the whole wheel well is all cleaned up. The brakes, we're gonna clean those up later after I get it back on the road and let the suspension relax and all that kind of stuff. Then we'll go ahead, put the new brakes on so we can bed those in and get all this cleaned up at the same time. So brakes, we're not stressed about. The rear suspension, we're still messing with that. So on this side right here, the other side came apart. The shock is stuck on that side also. This upper control arm on here, it is stuck in here. So basically, it unbolts from up there. Those bolts are loose. I'm gonna have to cut this out, like, you know, cut it here. That'll pull out. Then basically drive the bolt, or try to get the bolt out of this little bit that's, you know, about half inch there. I already ordered a new upper control arm. So once this falls out, then we can get in, because like right now I can't get in there to get a grinder or nothing in. So once this is off and I'm able to fold this out of the way, I can get a grinder in and cut that bolt out and get the shock out. So a lot of cutting and a lot of grinding to get the rear suspension switched over. It'll work, it'll get there. It's just, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna take a lot. That's basically gonna happen off camera because it's gonna be so much into it. All right, so now go ahead and take this off, just set that right there, and I have the bolts So I've got bolts right there for it. They're right there. Now, like I said, here's the little holes that the intake manifold gasket pops into right there. So let me go ahead and grab them and we'll start putting it in. I know. Got so much going on. Slight rushing. RTV for these areas right here. Let me make sure that they're cleaned up too, by the way. Yeah, I've got so much going on, like video upon video upon video about trying to get things done, this and that. Oh yeah, so while we're doing this, we'll go ahead. So, last video was with the Honda and the seat mount. So I'm not complaining about the company that sold it because, you know, they're just like any company. They're kind of like the middleman, you know. They buy the product, then they sell it out to, you know, customers. What I'm complaining about is the actual company that made it. So, Planted, it's a piece of crap. So I've been going back and forth with the one company, and again, I'm not talking crap about them because they're doing the best they can. But Planted is asking for everything except, I mean, the only thing that like they haven't asked for is a blood sample. You know, they're like, you know, they want pictures of, you know, and this and that. So, you know, my video at the time when I started talking to them wasn't live yet. So I made it real quick, you know, a little couple second video showing them, and I sent them a whole bunch of pictures. So that way they had no second guesses that it did not fit. Then they're like, what kind of car is it? And I'm like, it's a Honda Civic. It's like I ordered, even the tag on it says Honda Civic. And they're like, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's an SI, an EX, a DX, LX, whatever the heck is for them. Even the four-door versions of this car, the front seat pan, where the seats bolt down in the front, is identical on all of the cars. All right, so like I said, them little tabs go right in them holes. And now, it all just lines up perfectly. All right, now, drop this on. And then the bolts. Super, super simple. Like, this setup is, I mean, so much nicer than the normal traditional. I mean, it's still a small block Chevy, but it's just like, you know, this is a more, the moderner version, Vortec. But man, so much easier to bolt down than, you know, the other one. they're supposed to be 11 foot-pounds. Guess I should get my torque wrench out. Pretty sure I'm tightening them down tighter than 11 though. Alright, what size is this? We'll go ahead and torque them down just to make sure. Alright. Guess I didn't. Wow. I'm used to like that thing clicking so loud. It's like barely. Barely makes any noise. And we're just gonna go a little bit more. Always been like that. All right, intake manifold's on. Now, let's just goof off. Carb on here. I know this isn't the carb for this motor. Man, I think it's nice looking. And there's what it'll look like. And you can see it's squeezing out like it's supposed to, which is a good thing. In the back too. Whew. So there we go. Basically what I wanted to get done today was just basically get this intake manifold on and just kind of shoot the breeze about the Honda. It's making moves. I got about 1 month to get this thing ready. Spam. So like I said, I got about 1 month to get this ready for the Grid Life South Carolina event. And it should be good. Well, I'm happy with the progress. All right, well, that's all I wanted to do for the day. So I guess we'll catch you in the next video.